Good morning. Hello. Happy Thursday. Uh we are back and at the normal schedule again. Um we skipped missed the stream yesterday, and also earlier in the week was sort of like now I right before the stream I loaded up, took a look at the git logs, and I didn't put a message to myself there. Uh but I can see we have some failing tests, so is probably what we're wanting to focus on. What does seem interesting to me is that I think that these tests were passing before and are no longer passing. So I don't know if like maybe Chrome or Safari. I can't remember if I updated. I don't think that I did, but these are failing now, and they're failing at an interesting place. They're basically, oh, maybe I never ran. Oh, you know what it was? I was only running Firefox. I wonder if I can see what exact it was being called with. Okay, so here, let's see, which one was this? This was cannot create an account with missing email. Pika program, hello. How are you doing today? Interesting. Okay, so the before each has us go to create account, right? Yeah, so before each has us go to create account, we wait until network idle, and then I set up this route. I I do wonder, can I like log the request just to see what it is? VS Code has been open for 10 hours on your laptop. Leak situation, and more of every time that opens up some code, and if you don't like close the tab for it, it just keeps on taking more and more memory up, which then I have to remember to like shut down like the tabs that I have. Otherwise, it's just gonna like take infinite amount of memory eventually. Or at least that's what it feels like. All right, now do I get that log here? I don't remember. Okay, so I see the network call there. What? No, I don't want to use mail. How did I open mail? That's what I wanted to open up. DevTools. So you're not logging. Yeah, that's Electron. That is very true. Okay, so the console log is not logging to the browser. Uh, is there a way for me to log message? Playwright. What logging options do I have? Playwright generates a lot of logs and they're accessible via the pluggable logger sync. Okay. Oh, but this is me getting access to what was console logged. That's not the same thing. I want to send a log. Okay, so here's the UI thing. As you hover over and click the source tab to see the source code for the entire test. Click on the console tab to see the console logs for each action. That's not helpful. I know, but I did. I did. So here's this console log I put in here. The question is, where does it go? I don't think that a console log in the test is actually showing up in here because I think these logs are console logs from the front end code, not from my test code. And so what I want to know if this route that I'm creating, I'm not seeing like anything in network until create account. Hmm. 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 And then that's it. Pop out the DOM snapshot as its own container by clicking on the pop out icon above the DOM snapshot. Wait, what? Oh, that thing. Well, that's cool. But again, this isn't going to give me the console log. Okay, so I think the problem is that the console log is going to be, so I have to quit you. And we have to run the test here. So npx playwright test. Can I see like the body? I think it'd be like request.body, right? Post data. I have okay, so I have post data there. So maybe let's just change this to, let's take a look at the body. Hi, Zilby. Gonna hang out with us a little bit today? Aha, okay, so here it is. Variables, email, password. Okay, so I have email and password like that. With the create account, that does indeed seem like it's sending that. Okay. So that is indeed a fail on our part. So that is hitting here. So what's happening? We're attempting to, we go to create account, we fill out the form, but we don't have the right stuff in here. And so then we click the create account button, but it still attempts to do the thing. So what we really need to do is disable this button. There's some kind of problem, right? So we have, so it's not like that part is form too. So we have an issue here. Can I get the form? Oh, you sprained your thumb? Like any kind of injury with the fingers sucks, especially for like typing all day. Oh man. I don't know if I've sprained. Okay, so can I don't code for 8 hours straight? I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Like don't do anything for 8 hours straight without plenty of breaks. Let's see. I want to on invalid. I think that was what it was. Oh, wait. So can I do something like where on submit? Because you don't even work like that. Do I have Chrome here? I do have Chrome here. Reader on for Chrome. So we'll just sit here and do this. Don't sleep for 8 hours straight without taking breaks. Yeah, true. Yeah, don't. I mean, you're going to have to take a break while sleeping, right? And the best way to take a break while sleeping is take a nap. Add event listener. Okay. So on invalid, I guess I want it to be on submit, right? So if I do that, we then hit you. Yeah, so it still attempts to submit, even if it's on error. But can I now have access to this? So what I really want to do is add in a debugger. Boom. Wait, did that not? Oh, that didn't do what I expected it to do. What happened? Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. So full refresh, reset all that stuff. I want to do okay, so on submit, we're going to log event. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Not just log event. I wanted to debugger. No, not debug, debugger. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. So now we can come to here and we're paused in the middle, which means I have access to this event and I can take a look at what it is. So inside of here, do I have access to something? I do not. Okay, so I don't have access to like a method on is valid or anything else like that. Okay, so we have target. We don't have any like is valid or anything else like that either. Well, that's too bad. I was really hoping that I can see something about like the form was invalid or the form is valid. Maybe we can so MDN form, there's some sort of method here. Now, there's the pseudo classes for valid and invalid. But these are all okay. So these are all patterns on the input itself. Validity returns a validity state object that contains several properties describing a validity state. The element, you can find full details here. So there's that. There's valid, but that doesn't even tell me anything. The constraint validation API also makes the following methods available on the above element and the form element. Check validity. Okay. Check validity. So I need. Ooh. I need some way to run this and check it every time that we put in a character, every time we change something. How do I when do I run this and how do I run it? Now, one thing is I do admit out on change. So I can just grab the information from there, which I may actually have access to, don't I? So I want to go to Still be okay. There was a thunderstorm here last night, so Zilby got a little bit freaked out. Spent the night here in the basement, hiding in the closet. It was one of those weird ones where it was a lot of thunder and then it would just suddenly rain really, really, really hard and then just suddenly stop and then repeat that 5 minutes later. It was very interesting. I've never seen something like that around here before. So I want create account. Now I have, okay, so the account state, which has like the username and the password. So really what I probably want to do, I wonder if I can disable it with CSS. I wonder if that's also an option. Before I go and make a essentially JavaScript change, uh, let's see. If I add in pseudo elements, can I add in? Wait. Okay, I want a new. Background color blue. But you're not. Oh, you're already blue. Maybe I'll do border. So border like 5 pixels, solid green. So you're gray because you're not invalid. Okay, that doesn't care about you. That that doesn't. I forget the. There's a way to do this. Getting some ice. Well, hopefully it feels better. Better soon. Okay, let's see. So selectors. Okay, so custom check what we want. No, see neighbors. Okay, so has pseudoclass represents an element itself is not so okay. With the sibling, okay, what's parent? Okay, then I want CSS parent selector. Okay, CSS tricks has something. They sometimes help out with this. Wait. There are no parent selectors in CSS. So basically, it's a we want there to be parent selectors. Now this is back from 2010. This is why you do backend. Even like I guess yeah, if you don't do any kind of probably nothing good, right? Like if I say here disabled you don't do anything. Okay, so that's not a thing. And what I want to do is take this button here. Oh, that may not have done anything. Oh, okay. I think maybe it did. So I want to go to the button. If the form is in an invalid state. The problem is that I don't know. Basically, say, okay, button for all my siblings, but then siblings, and then select inside of them. Are you disabled? So that would be like, I want a button that has. Oh, what is siblings? Siblings is like plus. Oh no, plus is immediate children. There is a siblings. Oh wait. Can I just cheat with this? And I just say, okay, I want I want a I want a button that has a input, an input that invalid. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like that. Can I do this here? Oh, that sucks. Okay, so where do I need to go to put this? I need to put this in YCL. We have the SAS, where is it? So we have the button stuff. So I want something like, there it is, BB style. Okay, so I want something like where the form overrides. And I want, maybe here would be form disable form when invalid. So we're gonna do, so for any button, I guess like for any form button. So any button that's inside of a form that has an form. Can I do something like that? Form invalid. Then I want, this is styling a button. I want you to be, can I disable? Can I enable and disable in CSS? And this person is asking the question, but okay, you could use the disable pseudo class, works for all elements that have a disabled API. Yeah, for the disabled buttons. Yeah, but that's a style of disabled button, so that's not actually disable. Yeah, okay, but that's still, again, disabling it. This doesn't seem to be, this is a lie. This is like, okay, this is complete, this is a complete lie here. Let's walk through the code to disable a button with CSS. And in HTML, they just write disabled in there, which is not CSS disabling the button. This is not, that is just complete false. So I don't know if I can disable the button with CSS, which means that I need to, I need to do it a different way. So we come back to LMS here. Where am I? So this is create account form. So I have access to this. I don't know if they are. I guess like I need to know if it's valid or not. Now, when I do an on change here, I get the email, so I get the thing, right? But I don't get whether or not it's valid or not. So I'm wondering, let's cut out of that one. Let's go into not button, an input. I have this on change, which is call back an attribute value. What if I do this as attribute value as like a change? Do you want? Oh, okay. You got the toy. Yeah, so look at this. I have on change, I have access to if it's valid or not right here. So if I admit out that it's valid or not, along with what it was, that could be helpful. So let's create a new struct here. This is going to be a BB input on change. Oh, BB input value. And so we're going to have a pub. The value is going to be an attribute value. And then we're going to have is valid, which is a Boolean. Okay, so you'll be that. Now you'll yell at me. Okay, so we're going to admit this. We have the is valid, which ooh, I don't want to change that. What? No. And then okay, props a change. This is going to be the BB input value. Be valid. Okay, so you're happy there, and then we have to do the same thing. Oh no, okay, you're happy. We're just good to go. But you're gonna be unhappy until input value. So that form valid. Still doesn't really help. I need it's not one, is it? I need to do it for both. So like I need it's not form valid. It's gonna be username valid So we have to do we set that state. So we have you. Okay, so account state. I have this account state thing down here. I do. Okay, so really what I want to do here is do something like this. We have email valid. What? I just have the account state. We have this email. Okay, so state email is going to be so you're not really an email anymore. This is now going to be the input value. Let the email is going to equal to the input value dot value and let is valid equals value dot is valid state dot is valid and then store that away. You seem how did I lose that? How did I lose that? No wonder I've not been getting any help. Okay. Oh, email value, right. So this would be email valid. I keep on like deleting characters and I don't want to. Out of here, I want to do let the new password. It's going to be input value dot value. Let so we'll do is valid. All right, so I want to do self dot email valid. So this must be true. So that and self dot password valid, and we'll just return that. Uh-oh. Hello, stacking. OBS is not showing drop frames today, though. Usually when things are not going too well. Huh. Let me turn on my preview. I'll keep an eye on it over here. See if it if I start getting those or not. Also, good morning, stacking. How are you doing today? The Machinist, where you can get the VODs. I have them on YouTube. So, do I have a YouTube? I do. Okay, so yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, I put all the VODs on there. They go into a variety of playlists, or you can just look at the most recent ones. I sometimes am like a little bit delayed in getting them up there. Sort of depends upon how I'm feeling and how often I get the chance to go just click buttons. But yeah, like I think I haven't done the previous one yet, but all the other ones are out there. And I just use the exporter for Twitch, and it seems to work pretty well. Also, hello, the machinist. How are you doing today? Okay, so this button, do I have disabled on a button? I do not. Okay, so I want that disabled to be false. You're good. Awesome. Hosen 1984. Hello. What am I working on? I am working on testing. So we have this application, an LMS, learning management system. I have it sitting here. We've been writing a lot of Playwright tests for it, but we ran into an interesting problem. I can show you in Playwright here, where Firefox is passing, but Chrome and Safari all fail. So what happens is that if my form input fields have an invalid state, then Firefox doesn't, like, if you click the button, nothing happens, because it's like, hey, the form is an invalid state. You can't actually do anything about that. However, Chrome and Safari is like, oh, it doesn't matter that HTML says that it's invalid. You're still submitting. Go ahead. You can click that button all you want. So now we have to go in and make sure the button is disabled so we can't click it, and then those tests will pass. So we have written it's a standard web front end, but the caveat is we've written in Rust. So we have a Rust. We're using Vue as the front end framework, and obviously then a bunch of CSS too. And Vue allows us to write Rust code. It converts it to WebAssembly and some sort of JavaScript glue code, and to it, which would be right here, I think. So we'll say I want disabled equals props dot disabled, like that. Which you're very unhappy. Okay, so what's going on? This file contains an unclosed delimiter. Yeah, it does. That. I'm so used to everything else auto closing when I open it. It's like, okay, why does that one inside of this HTML macro, it just never figures that out or does it properly? Okay, so you're happy. So now inside of the main code that I call this, I should be able to now say I want disabled to equal, and then I need to call so it's account state is valid, and that should give me a Boolean, which then gets passed into there. Okay, you're upset. Expected a function closure found you. Okay, on change, new tag on change. Oh, on tags. Wait a second. Oh wait. Oh. We have multiple errors. Create article. Oh, everything where I have an input. Okay, I just changed in my component library. I changed how inputs work and what they respond with, and now everything's broken. So that's fun. MDN calls Firefox out on ignoring disabled buttons. Wait, do they do that really? Because like I thought MDN was Mozilla, which is Firefox, right? MDN form disabled button. State of a button across page loads. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Stacking. Notes. Okay, no, I've thought. And then Firefox was just like, nope, doesn't work. Come on, Firefox, you could do better. Okay, so it's currently passing as in it doesn't work and it doesn't really load on Firefox. So I think I've actually like set for that bug. Like I'm okay for that bug, but now I need to fix it so that it works with the other browsers too. Go here. Okay, so you're now this. Set new title. That value. Oh, because you're not. Okay, so you're PB input value. Are you okay with that? No, you're not okay with that. So even though you know what it is. Whoa. Okay. Is that back? Is it working? My Windows mic. Come on. Hold on. I don't even have a noise gate. Yeah. Okay, defaults. Okay, is that good now? Oh, that's so weird. So I looked up and like half the time that I was talking, it did something and then it would just like, I'm just gonna drain and then not like as if there's no input whatsoever. That had I've had way more mic issues with OBS. I've been keeping up to date, which may have been a problem. I hate when it does that, where like I don't want to delete that last bar. Okay. Are we compiling again? We are compiling again. Okay, so I want to see, are we now okay, so you're not actually disabled. Are you disabled in here? You're not disabled. So we don't have the little disabled thing in here. So you're not following along. Okay. Are you trying to? Oh, did I just forget to save the file? Maybe. That doesn't have disabled on it. Oh, that's a create account spec. So in create account, oh, we didn't put the disabled. That's why. Okay, so I want, we'll find this on change. Two selections. Okay, so we'll go here. We'll say disabled equals. All right, so I need this to be the, wait, not here. What am I thinking? It's just a single one. I just want this button here. Oh, disabled. Account state. Hey, okay, you should be disabled then. Out of curiosity, if I just do this. Oh, I need it to be the opposite. Bam, you're enabled. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so now, if we come back to you, do you pass? It can't click the button. It can't click the button because it's disabled now. And so it's timing out trying to find it. Okay, what? So get by role button. So I typed in, I put in a password. I did not put in an email. It was disabled. I attempt to click it. I'm so confused with this. Okay, waiting for get by role, create account. Locator resolve to button, create account, attempting click action, waiting for element to be visible, enabled, and stable. Well, element is not enabled, waiting. Okay, so what I suppose we could do is change it. Which test is this? This is cannot create an account with missing email. So there's that click. I guess I don't care, right? So is disabled. There it goes. I want to expect that this page like that to be true. A wait has no effect on this. Wait, really? I also want to see the error message like that. We should still be on create account, and we did not call that. Instead of clicking it, yeah. So I think that's what we're switching over to. So now if we try running you, button. I know it. What? Oh. Okay, page get by role. That didn't work the way I expected it to. Button to be as disabled. Why do you still say they wait? They wait has no effect. I don't know if I believe that. Oh, expect button is disabled, timed out. Okay, so do I need to put the await here? Oh, I need to put the await here. Okay, so because I never went inside of it. And now, okay, so this changed. So cannot create an email with missing email. That text doesn't appear because you need to put something inside of it to enable the button. So I'll just remove that, and then that should work. Yeah, okay, so that's working now. So I can run them all. They all should pass. Let's remove that. Let's remove that message here we have. So we don't have that like true or false next to it. Excellent. Okay, so that's working. Let's rerun all of these again. I like how my watch just decided, hey, look, it looks like you're awake. I've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. And I was awake for a little bit before that. Come on, watch. Now the first tests that I think were passing originally are now no longer passing. So because it's no, okay, so password is now okay, the way this is working. I think I've broken it in a very different way. So if I put in something correct here, we come over here, I enter the thing in, that doesn't do I have to click away. That does the on change. So I really need it to be like on input essentially. Oh, okay, so on input. So this is button. I want I have on let's do an on input here. Now outside of that, you have, let's see, so we have the props on change, we have the value, we have the is valid, but I'm not sure I need any of those things. So I want to return a callback. We're gonna get the event. Which is going to be something. And then if I use this on input here, on input, okay, that's going to be an input event. An input event, I think, allows me to see what the thing is. If I do event dot Oh, this thing. That, keep on deleting that. Okay, so I want prop on inputs. Let's move that in here. Input dot emit out the event dot getter for the data field. No, not data. Value. Do I have access to the value? I have value of. That's not the same thing. Can I do value? Oh, and it needs to be a new thing. So it's going to be bb input value. Oh, you don't even know how. Okay, so value. It's the event dot. That's probably a method, right? Oh, then I need to figure out if it's valid or not. So I need to turn it into an input element. So I can grab that. Okay, what are you upset about? Closing delimiter. Oh, how did I have two of those? Okay. No method. Okay, so there's nothing named a value. All right, so there's value of. It doesn't really seem to know what that is. But oh, I have the input element. So hold on. If I do input element dot value, and then we'll do an into to turn it into the attribute value. Okay, that might work. Recompile to you bring that back in, and so then I almost want to change you for both of these from onChange to on input. Okay, so now if I say, uh-oh. that, so okay. That wasn't great. I click into email and I try to type in multiple times, but it removes my focus from the email when that I mean I think I want both and is just setting the valid state. Now that username on input. Yeah, look at that. I had the vertical bar and that disappeared when I brought that in, which is not fun. Okay, so I grab that. The first thing I want to do is actually this is now going to be pretty simple, isn't it? I want to clone the account state. So I clone you out. Ooh, but that's a use state handle. So I want like to deref, and then I clone. So it's okay. It's that new user. Then I want to do state dot email email valid. But to do that, I need to grab. Oh, that's going to be event dot is valid. Count state set state. Okay, password on input. Get the password. We get that. Then you're going to be password valid is valid. Okay, we set that state. Okay. Then we're going to have an on input. This is going to be the username and input. And then I can come back up to on change. I don't need the is valid here. I don't do those. And I don't do that to this one here. Why is that? Why is that doing that? I mean, that wasn't happening before, was it? So on this input, error message. Oh, so it itself is like seeing that update. If I emit out, but then I attempt to input element dot, can I focus? So can I focus back again on it? So what's happening with this? This is on input. Value set input value clone. Oh, this is unchanged. Oh, there's a result. Hey, it just doesn't do anything. Okay, so what's happening here? On input, I grab the element from the event. So event.target. I check to see if it's valid or not. I emit out the valid status. Immediately updates the parent component data. So then this component on input changes. I have required. How is it knowing that it's oh, it might be this invalid. So validate set to true. Oh, that's cool. Now I can't type anything in there because the input is not caring about anything else. So that's not what I wanted either. Oh, do I have to do? Okay, let's at least not forget that. I mean, I might have to implement some kind of debounce for this. Value. So now I say I also need nope, stop. Nothing works anymore. So I have required true. Oh, it's invalid because it's required is true, but nothing's going into it because of reasons. Time to hunt and peck with the other fingers, right? Oh, I need to update the value from these things too. So I get the account state, and it's not just the state the input. I want to also do state dot email. Event dot value, but it is some event value. Expected a string found. Oh, to string. Oh, I already had the sum. I had like a sum. That was weird. Well, thank you, Pika, for hanging out, and good luck with the good luck continuing to work on Nest.js and then getting that all to work. Also with your thumb. Try not to injure yourself any further. Okay, so I mean, at least I can type into it again. It's still like putting that error message out instantaneously, which then takes focus away from the email, which is not what I wanted, because I guess it's reloading the component, which is not what I want. So to fix this, I need to not have I need to not set the error message on input, but on change. Oh, but it needs to be like a debounce thing. Basically needs to be a debounce thing. or I need to go back right into like on focus. But if I focus it, doesn't that select? Like if I change some, if I go back to YCL and we say, okay, on input, I want you to say event dot input element. So I want to focus you. Here, we'll unwrap. Doesn't go back to focus it. And when I click away, it doesn't like go back to focus that one either. So that's not really like doing what I expect it to do. So, hi, Zilby, you okay? I want to. Where would I put a debounce? Would I put it inside of there itself? I don't know if it should matter that much. Okay, so hold on. For our input, we have here, it is required. We have an on input. It does. So it works as expected. I tab away, and then I get that. So when I put something in here, password's not necessarily caring for what the still getting a lot of inputs. We're all fine with that. I wait for like, a second after we stop typing, but before we do anything else, and then I'll show this. Maybe not even a second, maybe like a quarter second or something like that. But okay, how does that work? We it's been a while since I've implemented a debounce, and I don't think I've done one in Rust yet. So every time we have an input event for this element, I start a timer, and the timer I can use a set timeout, and then on the set timeout, that's when it up. If I try to do something like blue timers, callback. Timeout. New. So let's do like let's do 1 second. I guess technically this will work because I have access to state here, right? So I clone the state there, which means it's like I want this almost. So 1 second later, go ahead and update the state. So I want the value to update right away. So we update the value. Need this. Probably want like the we'll do username valid. Yeah, I need to have like the username debounce. Use state. We're gonna start with a none, and then hopefully you'll figure out what this is shortly. Okay, so on input. I set you, that's all good. Okay, so account state. So I don't, okay, so we need to do I forgot what it's called. It's username valid and username debounce. Okay, so then I move both those into here, and then I need to reclone these two because we're moving into here with that. I also moving in there with this state. So I'm resetting, I'm setting the email of this state right away. I believe that these are asynchronous. I wonder if I need to reclone account state. Oh, we're gonna find out. Yeah, let's try recloning it. Then we go into here. So 1 second. 1 second is huge amount of time for debounce, but it'll become obvious. So we'll probably have to set this to something more like 250, or maybe even 100 or 50 or something like that. We move in here. Okay, so we get the state out again. So I don't actually don't need any of that stuff, right? We need to say, actually don't know if I need the state. Let's see. I don't think I need the state. We're gonna do I need the event. I need this callback, don't I? So this is gonna be let timer. I have this timer, so I'm gonna throw this into the username deep, which is gonna become a sum timer, which is gonna be that timeout. Oh, what? What's this? What? How am I weird? I don't know how I ended up getting that. Okay. So now you know what type you are. That's great. So I create the timer like this, but if we have a previous one, I need to cancel it. So we're gonna just do a if let sum timer equals username. It has to be a dereferenced it's not invoked. Okay. Does that need to be mutable? Type must be known at this point. You know exactly what type this is. You were telling me exactly what type this was. This is a timer. Timeout. Expected a comma. Got a colon. What, I'm not allowed to give a type on there? If let sum timer, cancel it. I'm confused about that. Okay. Then we do this again. And then inside of here, I want to then say, we're going to put in the username valid. And we're going to set this to be event dot is valid. I don't think I can move the event in there. And then we set the debounce to that. Oh, cannot infer type the parameter. Oh, so I need to give it that this is a timeout. Oh, okay. You state There's gonna be an option timeout. Okay, better. Oh. Okay. Sylvie, hi, come on in. Function takes 2 generic arguments, but only one. Wait. Oh, how do I tell what type it is? I think this is not what I'm supposed to do. So you're an option unknown. I guess I could do it here, right? So use state handle. I could then just say use state handle option timeout. Except that's okay, cannot move out of here, so I want a mutable reference to this. Can I deref mute? No, I can't. Sylvie, hi. Okay, so now I'm thinking I'm okay with taking ownership of this timer, but also I'm not. It doesn't want me to move this out. I need this as some kind of like mutable reference to it. So username debounce. What can I get out of this? So I could map the option, but I don't think that's what I want. If I deref, and then get, no, not a question mark, a reference to that, it gives me a reference to the timer. Oh, wait. It gives me a reference to the timer, but then I can't do this. Oh, cannot move out of timer, which is behind a shared reference. Move because timer has type timeout, which does not implement copy trait. Hi. Zilby, how am I supposed to do the memory management here? He wants me to feed him to tell me the answer, I suppose. Okay, so cannot borrow data in a dereference of that. Oh, I was hoping that was I was hoping that I could like just grab that there, but okay, so if I clone the timer, does that work? I can't imagine that it works. So I want to deref clone. Oh, that's not. Let's try cloning and timer here. I can't imagine that would work unless it's not really. Oh, what if it's not really what I think that it is? So if I deref you, you're a timeout. I timer, clone, and then cancel you. Cannot move out of a shared reference. Move occurs because type has value timeout, which does not implement the copy trait. I'm not trying to. I don't think I can say like it's mute either. Oh, it doesn't implement clone either. Oh. Okay. Cannot move out of dereference of you. So what if I dereference clone here? I have an option inside of the useState handle. So if I were to do something like this, like just deref to that. So I have the option timeout. So let's do this one thing at a time. So if I have you, yeah, I know you're going to be really upset. That's fine. Don't worry about it. So then I want to say, so really this is, we'll just call this deep mounts now. So we don't lose the other one. So if I do, now like a map would be for changing the insides. Is there a for each on it? Can I do more? So I don't need this to go inside. Okay, so what if I want to just cancel it, right? Before I do anything else with it. So can I do username debounds? There's a map. There's a that would work. So if I take you, cannot borrow data and dereference of that as immutable trait. Deref mute is required to mono. Okay, so is there something? Is there something from the use state that I can use to take it out? It's like, take replace. So these are all option type stuff, and I need something to do on the, it's not an RC. Third, fourth draft. Hello. And yes, we can definitely pet Zilby. He loves to try to play with the green screen, and I have a shelf next to me, so. Are you done? Was that a short pet? Let me mark those as complete. Okay. How did I get that? Okay, so use state, I want to extract out the timeout. Well, okay, I'm attempting to throw the timeout into internal state. And then I want to be able to cancel this timeout. So I want to grab that. Now use state is a use state handle. For a use state handle, what can I do with this? So we have inner, that's not public. I can format it. I have clone. Oh, see, here's the problem is like there's a clone implemented there. So I have to deref to clone it. We have partial equal, debug partial equal, use, see. Our guys are never that chill. Ignore demand only. Miss the initial goal for this. Zilby likes pets when he wants pets, and he's generally chill. Sometimes he'll get overstimulated from pets, and then that will turn into, okay, time for me to bite your hand. And then if actually he doesn't usually bite the hand, usually he jumps down and then tries to bite the ankle and the foot. He really loves that. Okay, so the problem is I'm attempting to store this debounce here in a state. The state is a wrapped type, but it doesn't look like it's a smart pointer. So I have an option inside of it with a timeout. Does timeout implement default? No, it implements a debug. Okay, so the timeout has the ID, but these are not public. The ID and the okay, it's not public. That's not fun. Okay, so impl timeout. Okay, so we have new that returns the new timeout. Forget, doesn't worry about, and then cancel does the things, and then interval. It's not really helpful. Okay, so I'm throwing an option with the timeout in here. We start use state with default, which is going to be a none. The first thing here, when we get a new input event, so username on input, I want to check to see if we have a timeout for the username debounce. If we do, I want to cancel it. And that's what I'm attempting to do here. Was that? Look at this. It takes ownership of it. Cancel requires an owned thing. Oh, gross. And timeout itself doesn't implement copy. It doesn't implement clone. Why would you? Oh. That makes it a lot harder. Okay, so let's go take a look at use state. Which gives us this use state handle. But that doesn't really give me much. I essentially want to consume it and kill it, but The value held in the handle will reflect the value at the time the handle is returned by the use reducer. It's forcing a single instance. Does that functionality reside in forget? It seems to. So if we take a look at closure and then runs forget on there, none of the things are public, so I can't get them. Like forget returns the ID. But like nothing else does that for me. Now, what if I just don't use a state and I just use a variable? Just a good old normal variable. So I just say, okay, I want you to be equal to none, right? And then you're going to be mutable. We come into here, username debounce. I can't imagine this is going to work. I cannot imagine this is going to work. Username input. Okay, so I clone you into here. See, the fact that I'm cloning it already is not going to work. So I wonder if I can't use glue timers for this. Does you have its own timer? Counter timer. Oh, relevant examples timer. Okay, well, they're using glue timers here. Component for app, create that interval. Okay, so here's the component. So create, so they're not doing this in a use state. Start the timeout. Okay, so on update, start the timeout. Self timeout equals handle, which then is an object which has this timeout in it. cancel. But that's not. I need to get the idea of it and then manually run it myself. Also interesting, this is a function component. Oh, sorry, this is a struct component as opposed to a function component. So that's another thing that makes it a little bit easier for them. But again, I don't get ownership of that. So let's not worry about this. Let's get rid of our debounce. I'll come back to this later. Okay, so I have this type. Yeah, the field ID is private. So I cannot get the ID. So I can cheat. I could create my own timer instead of using glue. And maybe that's just what I have to do. So let me touch, we'll do this as timeout. So let's see. I forget, I need to do like the extern C thing. I don't remember if it's capital or not. No, wait, stop. I need extern C. Oh, I forget. So I need this essentially. Oh, it is capital C. Okay. So I need Wasenbeinchen, we extern C. I can grab you. Come to here. for you. Okay, so I need to set timeout. So function set timeout, we take a handler, which is a function. Ooh. Oh, but that's like my own function. A timeout, and it returns. Oh, JSys function. Oh, easy. Okay. Do I not have JSys? I thought I had JSys. Huh. Okay. Well, we can add that in. JSys is huge. I forgot how big it is. But okay, so we get this out, and then I can create. I basically just want to clone everything that we have in glue, but I also want it to return the ID when I do the set timeout. And then I could do a clear timeout and pass in the handle. And like that's all I really want. That's all I really need to do. So out of curiosity, so I have this handler function here for set timeout. Now we have timeout that takes in the ID, which is an option. We have the closure, which is an option closure. Dyn f and mute. Oh. Impl drop for timeout. Disposes the timeout dually by canceling this timeout by... Oh, okay. So actually, you know what? That will work. I wasn't really paying attention to the drop function, but that will run clear timeout right before it's removed from memory. So that should actually do everything that we want to then. So that may have worked. Okay, so let's put this back. So let's do let username debounce. We do our username and input. I clone that in there so we can bring it into our callback. And so if username debounce is some. So if you're something, then I want to username debounce. We set you to be a none. That will drop the previous value, I believe, and cause it to then do its thing, right? So then I want to get our timer, username debounce. Oh, I don't even need to do this. Because when I set it to be a new thing, that will drop the previous one. So set to be the timer. Okay, I have an error in here somewhere. You need to be a sum. For this. Okay. Okay. So then timer. Okay, so after 1 second, set if you're valid to true or false. I want on the email input to now be yes, required true. How do I tell you if you're valid or not? On change, run that. On input, run that. Oh, that's not helping. Do I not put the debounce? Oh, maybe I don't put the debounce in this. I have to put it in the YCL. Don't there's two things going on here then. Do I have to put the debounce in both? I don't want to do the debounce in both. Okay, let me rip it out of here. And not worry about you right this second. Okay, so on input is not doing that, but I think I need the debounce in here. So we set the validity, we export that out. And I only want to set the validity internally. So is valid needs, okay, so what if we do let debounce use state. So set that to a none on input. Clone that in here, move it in here. I want to on input, we want to set a new timeout. So I get the input element. I check to see if it's valid. I don't even want to do this. I guess I need to get the input element, but after that, I want to then just say we'll do that after a second, let's say. So that timer equals timeout new 1000 move callback. We're going to move the input element, so we're going to grab you, throw in here, so we know if you're valid now. We set the value gets set right away. The value has to get set right away. I don't know if I need to send this back right away, though. I don't know if I can. Oh, no, I probably don't want to send this back right away. It's like, we have the, is it valid? I get that from the state. So valid is going to be the input element. We set, right away we set the value to being what this input element is. So I kind of want to just do that right away, right? Then for a timer, we then grab to see if you're I emit out is valid is not going to be that valid. It's going to be a dereferenced cloned is valid, right? So we're going to do is valid deref clone. So emit that out. I don't know if that makes any sense. It might make more sense to wait, because like it's gonna be weird. I've cloned literally everything that I could think of. Why are you upset? Uh-oh. Boy, I'm gonna have to come back to this because I run out of time. It's after 8:45 and I have to get ready for work. So we're gonna have to put a giant to do, maybe implement debouncing here for invalid check. Think about when and where that check should happen. All right, well, this is fun. Let's go ahead and Get this out of here. All right. Well, check and when to emit event, or what event to emit. I might want to change it from like on input to like on debounced, valid or invalid, something like that. And then it can like wait and then tell me like, hey, input ended and here's the validation state. Maybe that's what I want. So we'll go ahead and push that up. You're the other one who's been doing stuff. I don't really need that timeout, do I? So I want to do I don't need it yet, at least. So let's remove source utils timeouts. Let's also get restore source utils. Everything else is good. So we are work in progress, setting, like testing, I guess like testing create account. All right, and that's pushed up too. Great. All right. Well, as I mentioned at the beginning, I will actually be back tomorrow, so we can continue working on this. We'll see if we can get it done. We sort of run into like a sort of like fun formy type problem with this, but it'll be good. So I don't really have anything else. I'll be back tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. Mountain Time to work on this for a few hours before I go to work, and that's pretty much it. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your Friday. Thursday. Today's Thursday. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye.